What's up, mobile gamers? It's Drunzer Gigs back with another T3 video. Really excited for this one. One of you guys was telling me in my comments we were having a conversation about Fort and how he's actually pretty good. So I went ahead and picked him real quick here. It's really late, so we're literally got bots for like 3 matches, and I felt like, you know what? I'm not gonna wait to record just because there's bots. So we're gonna go against some bots for you guys, but Hunter is pretty crazy, and I'm hoping the OSAS is actually a player. So hopefully we'll have a little bit of decent adversaries here. So I already played Fort pretty defensively, but his damage is pretty good here. Oh, I actually thought I got the mark, so I stopped shooting. I do that a lot. I'll stop shooting and think I got somebody, but a lot of the time it's not actually as cut and dry as it looks to me. Get the Hunter real quick. And honestly, I'll just run into battle with Fort because he has so much health and his shield is so good. And then if you pair that with the Fortify here, I can, well, he can't shoot me because of the shield, but I can basically walk through his tactical there. And if you hit all of your little orbs, right? If you hit all these orbs, you can pretty much two-shot most heroes, which is really nice, and Fort is definitely overlooked. Now, the reason I don't play him much, honestly, is because he is just a little too different from my playstyle. I don't like to play tanks, and I honestly have been not necessarily hating Ruby, because she's really good and really fun, but I don't like having to play her every time my team doesn't pick her in ranked, which is kind of annoying. So Fort's definitely a decent pick compared to Ruby. I don't think he like outclasses her crazily, and I think that Fort himself is actually pretty cracked in his own right. I think he's just as good. It's just in a different way than Ruby. Oh, he didn't die. Oh, it's so funny, because you can just stand here. Like, I mean, you literally can just stand here. I will stand here the whole time. Oh, he activated his ult? Here, we'll jump down and grab the kill on him here real quick. Alright, so the bot teammate we have got the kill. It's 13-3, so we're definitely going to jump into another match with Fort. I also don't really like his ultimate. I just don't enjoy standing in one spot. I'm not really a tank player. I like to play support. Obviously you guys know that since you guys watch the channel, but Fort's really good. He's definitely overlooked. And let me know down in the comments who else you guys think might be overlooked, because I enjoy playing everybody. That is one thing that I do, is I play pretty much every hero. I don't have any, like, I will literally pick up Mark after this game if you guys wanted me to. So that is what I like about T3 Arena the most, honestly, is all the heroes are now generally pretty well balanced. I'd say there's some front runners, and there's always going to be heroes that just maybe aren't as good as other. Did he not die? He did not die. Let's use our ultimate here. Grab the kill real quick, and we'll let the bots get the next one, because I like talking about Fort. He's pretty cool. I wish he had a better skin. He's only got one skin, right? And that's the Valentine one. And I just hate how he looks. He's all pink, and it's just not a good look for Fort, if I'm being honest, for my opinions. I wish he had more skins, because he's huge. So the design doesn't even have to be very crazy. It can just be something simple. And if you just change the way he looks slightly, I think it'd give a greater effect than some skins on other heroes. Like Aletta, she will always look like Aletta unless you change like her hair or something like that. But Fort is a gold mine for skins, because you can do so much with the armor that he has. And I think maybe even like a tree or something like that, or maybe if they did like a little bit more of a battleship theme, that would be pretty cool. And then what I'd really like to see, honestly, would be like a Ghidorah skin where the shoulder rockets he has are dragon heads, and then maybe give him a dragon head as well, and then it's 3 dragon heads. I think that would be really, really dope. I don't think you'll see it, just because that's a lot of work, and the T3 devs kind of, they put in a lot more on other heroes. So like if nobody's playing Fort, he probably won't get a skin, right? And that's why you see Fort has 1 Valentine's Day skin and that's it. Kazuma, he has 1 skin, which is this one, and that's it. So you know what I mean? People like Aletta, for instance, have, let's see, how many? 1, 2, oh, only 2. I must not have, oh, that's right, I don't have one of the other ones, but Aletta's got a lot of skins, Shell's got a lot of skins. I think that they do kind of like the most popular heroes get the most skins, which makes sense, but holding out hope for a good Fort skin. And his base skin actually is not that bad. I think his base skin's really cool. Alright, you guys, we're back. We finally got a game. Honestly, took me forever just to find this match. But I think we're going to play him in Crystal Assault because I think he has a lot of utility in Crystal Assault as a defensive hero. Especially because his shield, I'll show you guys once we load into the game here, his shield actually covers a good deal of the crystal when you put it down. So I think Fort's overlooked in a lot of areas, especially with how strong Ruby is. And I think that with the constant nerfs... Oh, wow. Okay, so it looks like we might actually have a player on the enemy team. We've been getting bots, like I mentioned in the last game. Just bots for some reason, but we're going to go ahead and put our shield down right here. And you can see it covers almost the whole crystal. If I would have moved over just a little bit, it probably would cover the entire crystal, which I think is super, super cool. And you don't even have to play by the shield. That is one thing about Fort, is he's good even without the shield. Especially with the new Fortify ability. He may not be so good. I'm going to use my shield actually against this Fort, just because I don't want to lose the 1v1 until my team's back here, but he's really good in 1v1 situations. He can pretty much win any 1v1 encounter. We need to move over when we do that, but Fort is really underrated. I don't necessarily think he's top 5 for me personally, right? Because like I said, my playstyle's a lot different than some of the other YouTubers. Like, a lot of the other YouTubers will say they like OSAS and they're actually good with them. But for me, I am not very good with OSAS. And I only kind of put him in the top 5 because I recognize that he is super good. So, I think that a lot of the heroes are perfect if you play them well. So, Fort can be just as good as Hunter. Oh, did my shield? Oh, I think they broke my shield at some point here. Let's see if we can't grab the... We'll destroy the shield first, why not? Make it a little bit of a longer video. I'm kind of surprised none of us have done damage to the core. We're gonna go ahead and just go there.
Tracking hostiles.
Alright, I think the Mark's gonna chase us here. Put up the shield to block the Mark and do some damage to the core. Oh, looks like they killed the Hunter, so Hunter is back. Don't know why he ran into the corner where my shots get him extra easy, but bots have weird behaviors, man, for sure. It does suck that we have to show you guys a lot of bot games. It just kind of is the way things are. And his ult right? Any ult that sits here and does damage is going to be really good. It looks like the other fort's going to challenge us here with his buddies with him. So I expected to die there. We're going to go ahead and drop back, play some defense. And that is one thing, one little tip, if you guys play Crystal Assault, because it is a super fun mode, is if you want, you can literally just let them kill you, and you'll spawn back pretty much fast enough to defend, instead of running away, and then they follow you, and then they might kill you closer to the point, and then you're not going to spawn in time to defend. It's honestly, that's a lot of the times you guys will probably see me die and be like, what? He totally could have survived, but I will usually let them kill me if I'm on their crystal, just because the spawning is fast enough you can still defend. So yeah, Fort's really underrated. Any of you guys that have him, definitely play him. Look out on the weekly rotations, or however long they are. I think it's like 2 weeks of heroes being rotated or something like that, where you can actually play them for free. So if you want to play Hunter, wait for him to be on rotation, play him for free, and decide, okay, I want to go get Hunter and invest all of my battle pass points, like with the power cores and stuff, into him, because a lot of these heroes are
quadruple crystal damage.
Okay, well, I don't think we're gonna win if they just kind of sit there, so we'll go ahead and pull up on the crystal real quick. Probably gonna win in short order. Yeah, I hope we're doing pretty good. 1900 damage on the crystal, so we'll probably be able to win the game real quick here. I don't imagine they'll be able to kill me before I can win. Drop another shield here. Yeah, super fun. Fort is very strong, and he's honestly overlooked with how good Ruby is, so you guys should definitely be checking out Fort and playing him. And don't be afraid to switch it up, you know? I know that I said these are the top 5 heroes, but if you listen to the video, I also said you can play any hero and make them good. So I think Fort is obviously one of those candidates. Any of these heroes, you can literally just, you can go in, go to heroes, close your eyes and click, and find a good hero except for Victor. So I think that everybody overlooks him because not a lot of people enjoy playing tanks. At least that's what I have seen. The people on my team never play tank, and there's usually a Ruby on the enemy team, and that's pretty much it. So give tanks a try. They're really good, and Fort is definitely not a slouch. If you look at all these tanks, a lot of people will say he's the weakest, maybe besides Victor, but he's still really strong, and he has maybe not as much mobility as Ruby, but he has more mobility than Jabali. You can put his shield anywhere, and his gun does a lot more damage than Jabali. Like, Jabali's a bullet sponge, but he has a lot more utility than Jabali, and he doesn't lose his shield like Zero Kelvin does, because if you just hit the snowball away, you're basically lost your shield. So Zero Kelvin is still pretty good, I think. So is Jabali. But Fort is definitely in conversation for strong Vanguard, for sure. I think if you didn't see Ruby, you would see Fort. I think that's the one people would go with. I think he'd be the most consistent across all skill levels, because you set his shield down, you shoot at the enemy, and then all his other ability is it gives you armor. You know what I mean? Like with Fade, you pop down a shield, but it's stationary and it doesn't move. And it also interrupts like your other abilities and doesn't really synergize well with his rush. So Fort is a lot more flexible, and he's a lot more beginner friendly, I think. Obviously Jabali, you just hold up his tactical button, and to me that's really good in terms of soaking up damage, but I wouldn't consider him to be good in everyone's hands, just because it doesn't take a lot of skill to hold up the shield. And now he has a lot of different ways to deal damage. So I think Fort is the most consistent Vanguard aside from Ruby, and he has a lot of potential. And if he gets buffed, I wouldn't be surprised. More than likely, they'll just nerf Ruby, and you'll see Fort jump back up into the top Vanguard slot. So he's really good. Check him out. I believe I'll show you guys the limited tryouts here. 0 Kelvin is the limited tryout right now for the tanks. But if you guys didn't know, they give you all these heroes to try out, and they give you one from each role. So definitely check that out as well, and look out for Fort to be in that rotation. So that's the video. Hope you guys enjoy. Nice and short and sweet. Have a good one.